Good morning. We are working on pastoral counseling, and we did touch on the listening skills last week. That is the last slide I showed you, and improving listening skills is quite important because counseling itself is talking, conversation between clients and the counselors. So some people are thinking speaking and talking is more important. So giving advice and provide resources and informations and request some activities and exercise and practices. Yes, those are important, but listening is the first thing we need to consider, because we don't listen, we can't understand others. So, and many people are saying that, just opening their minds by talking is quite important for the clients, because they want to just steam that out, and by talking to their counselors, they can see what really happened and happening, and then we all experience that when we talk something to others, our brain is working at the same time, and then we can all understand what really happened by talking. Well, it is hard to express all the details 100%, but at least they can say something, and then they can understand what really happened and what really is happening, and then in many cases they see what they have to do. They can find the solutions also. So talking is very important. So when they talk to the counselors, they understand, and they can find some solutions. At the same time, they they can understand their feelings too. Okay. So on the other hand, the counselors, they want to just listen to their clients well, and they can understand their stories, situations, conditions, and feelings. And counselors can see what they excuse me can understand what their what their clients really want to do. Excuse me. So for that, counselors want to listen to them. That's the very crucial thing. So as we touched this last week, by listening, we can identify objectives, and we can know our our listening habits. Because I didn't talk about this much last week, but when we listen, we have our own habits. Sometimes we don't understand what we are doing, but in most cases we know how we listen. Because when we listen to our clients, we have to, we are talking too. While we are listening, we are saying something, and we are expressing our feelings and thinkings by our non-verbal communications. That's also called body languages and facial expressions. For example, when our clients is, saying, they are sad because they lose their, dogs or cats they love, and then when we just listen to them like this, no facial expressions means then our clients can think that we don't mind at all. It doesn't matter to us, and we don't say anything. It's like ignoring, or no feelings at all. But when we just say, when we express our facial expressions like, oh my goodness, oh no, those acclamations and facial expressions and body languages, oh, something like that. These are talking too. These are body languages that is more, way more stronger than verbal languages. Okay. So non-verbal languages, facial expressions, acclamations, and body languages, those are quite important. But some some counselors don't understand what they are really doing. Okay. So good thing is that we can record, videotape, um, our body languages and our clients' body languages and verbal languages at the same time. So when we replay that, we can understand what we are really doing during the counseling sessions. So I think I want to recommend. Well, normally we have um, security cameras, and basically we have to have security cameras because that is quite important for the security reason and for remembering this and that, and we can protect ourselves by putting up the CCTVs, security cameras. So sometimes, I met a counselor. She got stabbed by a knife one day during the counseling sessions, and there was a crazy person, and he tried to harm their counselors because that's you know interference and counter interference. When those things are happen, uh, then they can think their counselors are their enemies, and they think that their counselors are people who harmed their pets or something. So in those cases, counselors can be very dangerous, and sometimes counselors can be victimized too. So it is quite important that we have security cameras in the counseling rooms, and then we can record it. So when we replay what we are doing, and we can understand what we are really doing, and body languages, nonverbal, communications, and those are we can see and we can learn from that. So please remember that, and please just replay and watch what we are doing. So, and generate motivation, energy, and eliminate distractions. We don't want to watch our cell phones during the counseling sessions. It's not acceptable, and even our clients can check the cell phones or something, but that's what they want to do. But we are not supposed to do it. Okay, we don't want to just pick up the phone calls and answer to the phone calls or something. No. So we have to try eliminate all the distractions but focus on our clients, so we can, respect our clients, and we can try our best for understanding our clients. And ask questions, closed, open, and proving, and evaluate our progress. So improving listening skills are quite important. So then what about effective listening? We want to just talk about the effective listening today. Effective listening requires an understanding that it is not just the speaker's responsibility to make sure he or she is understood. So for the effective listening, we need to understand. We don't want to just say, okay, all right, but you don't know the story. So if you don't understand what your clients are talking about, we need to ask and request to say it again, or just explain what it is, and we can do many things. So effective listening is not just sitting and listening, but sometimes it requires some asking questions, right? The listener has a major role to play in hearing the complete message. So we want to understand that all. Well, I have some experiences that my clients cried a lot, and she just tried to say something, but she was crying, and sometimes it was hard for me to understand that. Okay, for example, like this. I'm not just making fun of that, but and then I couldn't understand that. Then I was holding, talking something or asking something, but when I felt she just got calmed down, and then I asked some questions. So can you tell me about it? Tell me that again, so that I can understand why. Or I just can say, you mean you had bad feelings because your pet died, or then you had no idea what to do after you lost your pet, and you had no fun. You couldn't find any place you can bury your pet. Something is that made you harder or something. So I can summarize and rephrase it to my my clients, so they could say, or she could say that again, and that is important. We don't want to miss anything, because all information is important, and sometimes they don't understand what they are feeling and doing, okay, and happened. Then counselors are supposed to summarize and make it clear, so the clients can see that clear, and counselors can understand it right. Okay. The following ideas will assist the listener in understanding the message. The following ideas. So we want to take a look. Okay. The 10 Commandments of Effective Listening. Well, it's like 10 Commandments Moses got from God, and well, we want to just summarize in 10, in 3, in 5, or top 5, top 3, top 10, or something like that. So there are 10 Commandments of Effective Listening. So we want to just take a look. Number 1 is pay attention to non-verbal language of physical gestures. and facial expressions. You know, happy, sad, thinking, you know, depressed, anger, you know, those things are very important. So we need to pay attention. So what they are using, you know, many clients, you know, they just, you know, do this because they have some anxieties, they have some fear, you know, they have some fear. When they feel fear, we can notice that our client's body got, you know, hardened and stiff. So, and tone of voice, I was not happy, you know, or high tone or low tone or kind of vibrations that's kind of abnormal for they, you know, I mean, our clients don't do that usually, but they do, you know, shaky and body posture. This means, you know, protecting. You know, in general, when you do this, it means that, okay, you do what you do, I don't want what I want to do. Okay? I do what I want, and you do, just to find that out what I'm thinking. Or, so counselors never do this. Counselors usually sit closer and bend our upper body a little bit, you know, toward our clients, and look at you know, our clients, you know, face, so they can understand and feel that counselors are listening. Attention is quite important. They want to know their counselors are, you know, paying attention to their speaking. Okay? And then we want to just check, but even though we are looking at their faces, but we can see them all, you know, what they are doing, you know, body, and, you know, they can shake their legs, or, you know, tapping, or, you know, just, you know, rub their hands like this, and, you know, tremble and shake a little bit, and something like that. We want to just check it, and we want to see it, and we want to record it too. Recording is quite important because we're going to forget everything after the counselings. We're not providing counseling to only one person, but many. And then how are we going to remember what happened? Some clients shake their hands, but they don't do that next time. Then what's the difference between shaking hands or not? Okay, there are quite, you know, differences. So we want to record. So I usually record he's shaking his hands, right hand or left hand, both hands. Oh, he's rubbing his hands, you know, or touching their hair a lot, or just twist their hair, you know, scratch their heads, or scratch their body. When you see your clients is, you know, scratch, you know, their body or particular body part like this or this, you wanna ask. We can ask, you know, I think you are scratching your head often, so do you have any particular reason for that? Are you each, you know, on your head or something? Or when they twist, or sometimes they bite their fingernails and sip the blood. You know, I counsel the one, you know, many people who bite their fingernails, they are not kids. Okay, some of them are adults. So when you see your client's fingernails are pretty short and some blood, and you want to ask that too, that means anxiety. And what they are doing that because they want to just calm down. Okay, by doing so, they calm down. A lady I know, she was my counselor, and she, I noticed that because I see almost everything. I try my best to see everything, and then her fingernails were short. In general, ladies want to have longer fingernails, or they just attach some, artificial nails on their nail at the nail shop, or they do it by themselves, and then they just, color their fingernails. But her fingernails were very short, shorter than normal. So, and then she just tried to bite her fingernails, and she knew that it was not good, but she did. So I asked, the biting fingernail habit, how long it lasted, and when you do that, okay, when you do that, how do you feel? When you bite your fingernails, okay, and lady told me that she bites her fingernails until she can taste the blood. Can you imagine that? Actually, lots of people do that. So I asked, when you taste your blood from the fingernail, and what do you feel? Okay. So paying attention to the nonverbal language, quite important. You want to listen to not only to their voice, you want to listen to their face, you want to listen to their bodies, okay? So that's what I mean. An authority on nonverbal language says that 55% of the message meaning is nonverbal. Yeah, percentage are quite different, here or there, but 55% nonverbal and 38% is indicated by tone of voice, tone of voice, and only 7% is conveyed by the words used in spoken message. So 7% is the, verbal message. And some people are saying, the percentages are different, depends on people, but the 7% verbal and 38% expressions and 55% body language. Non-verbal. Expressions means the tone. Okay, verbal, tone, body. When you say, I forgot the movie title, but Jeremy Jones and Mary Streep, they 60 years old couple, and they having sex, having have sex for 4 years or more, and the wife, Mary Streep, got disappointed with that, so she happened to buy a book, and she just made had an appointment with the author. So anyways, both of them just traveled to another country. There must be Canada, and they got intensive counseling because they had to fly over there. And she told to her counselor that her husband is not touching her at all. For last 4 years at least, they haven't got sex for the last 4 years, and she hasn't had any masturbation by herself at all. And she was thinking that is quite wrong, and she just applied for the counseling. Okay, but the husband said something different. I kissed her every day, every morning. You know, I watched it and he did, but on the chick, that was kind of, you know, the minimum. That was not a real kiss. That was not, you know, real thingy, but kind of, you know, doing something he had to do. Okay, bye, have a nice day, bye, have a nice day. That happens every morning, but, alright? So that is different. Have a nice day, or have a nice day. That is quite different. Have a nice day, or, for example, I love you. 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 That is quite different, right? Do you love me? Yes, I love you. Do you love me? Sure, I love you. That's different. That's different. Okay? I love you. The language, the verbal, you know, the language is I love you, but it has 7%, but the 38% is tones. I love you. That's a tone. I love you. That's a monotone. Who can believe that you love that your, you know, husband or wife? I love you. I love you. Who can believe that your husband or wife is loving you when they say I love you? That's not. Okay. But what if I say this? I love you, or I love you. Do you think, you know, the tone is right, and verbally it is okay, I love you, verbal, I love you, and tone is I love you. But what if I do this? I love you. I love you. You know, there's no hug, there's no touch, there's no kiss. Then how can I convince you that I'm loving you, okay? No one can believe you that you love your husband or wife, right? So the body language, non-verbal language, is quite important, okay? So that is what it says. Few people know how to listen to the eyes. Listening to the eyes is quite important. When you talk to your kids and parents or husbands and wives, do you see your husband's eyes and wife's eyes? Do you see their eyes? Is it comfortable to see your parents' eyes? Well, in Asia in general, kids don't see their parents' face or eyes like this because That is kind of a cultural thing, and they don't see their eyes much. Their parents can see. Their parents can see their kids' eyes, but usually they don't see. Um, they don't see other people's eyes in Asia. But in the USA, in America and European people, they see other parties' eyes like this, and they just face talk face to face. They don't do it anymore because of the COVID, but they usually talk face to face like this. I hate to smell their bad breath, but they just say talk this close. Actually, I don't like it because I haven't done that in Korea, in Asian countries. Okay, but you want to talk and they just come this much. Okay, so we want to understand the cultures too. So if you are interested in multicultural setting counseling, you want to take a look at David Oxenberger, the former Fuller Theological Seminary professor's book. Okay, so if you counsel other, countries, people, and other races, you wanna just understand their culture too, or you're gonna misunderstand them. Okay, if you don't know, you better ask them. You can ask your clients and you can learn. I think you don't look at my eyes. And, is there any particular reason? Is it cultural thing, or you are doing that particularly because you feel shame, or you feel fear or anxiety, or you don't comfortable with talking with older people like me or something, and you can ask. There's no silly questions, okay? I actually visited a school, and the school director told me that because I visited that school for learning something, and she told me that there is no silly questions. That's what usually teachers tell to their kids, and there is no silly questions, so you can ask anything you want, okay? Anything you pop on your head, and you just ask anything you want. Okay, there's no silly questions because they are curious. They want to know, and then they can ask whatever they want to know. Okay, so, anyways, if you don't understand the other ethnic groups, backgrounds, or culture, you better ask them. You better ask them. Okay. Recently, I had lunch with a Caucasian lady, and we had, Japanese ramen. Um, we got spoon and chopsticks and forks, but I just, lift my bowl and drink the soup. And she just told me that it is okay to, lift our bowl and sip it. Why not? And she told him that it is not acceptable for the Asians, and she's respecting me, so she wanted to lift the bowl and drink the juice, soup, but she didn't. So I said, in Korea, we don't lift the bowl no matter what, because we use chopsticks and spoon, and that's it. We don't, lift our, rice bowl or soup bowl and drink it, and shove that rice into our mouth. No, we don't do that. And I explained that to her, and I just told her that, but we are eating Japanese noodle. Yeah, typical American white lady is eating Japanese food, and I'm eating Japanese food. And in Japan, drinking soup, why not? I can be wrong though. Well, in Japan, I don't know how they do that, but drinking is easier, right? And we can make a noise when we have noodles in Asian countries, but it is not acceptable to uh, Americans in America. Okay, just do what Romans do when you are in Rome. Okay. Anyways, so pay attention to their non-verbal and verbal languages. And few people know how to listen to the eyes, listen to the eyes. While a tapping foot means, okay, they're not saying they are talking, but they tap their foot because you are tapping your foot. Again, ask questions. A furrowed brow, like this, like wrinkles, make wrinkles, or clenched fist, fist or something, or the biting of nails, I told you. These often reveal the key feelings behind the words. Okay? I was not comfortable. Means fear. I mean anger. Okay? I was not comfortable. Well, people can say, especially adults can say, kids are cruel. They say whatever they have in their mind, directly. But adults, they can twist and hide their feelings, so they can do this. These often reveal the key feelings behind the words. So we want to understand. We can get those information when we pay attention to their body. We don't want to stare their foot or something, but when we see our clients' eyes, but we can see everything. Okay, but pay attention. You don't want to pay attention to a particular, body part of our clients. That's kind of rude, but we can see. Just pay attention. Number 2 is listen for what is not said. Okay, non-verbal, but something behind. Until we build a rapport. Rapport means relationship, kind of a comfortable relationship or trusty relationship between clients and counselors. So counselors want to build rapport at first, so they want to just say this and that, and they cannot explain. Everything is confidential, so we don't talk to even anybody or whatever. And then we want to just make sure that we don't talk anything about our clients, and that is the law actually. There are some exceptions though, okay, but listen for what is not said, ask questions to clarify the meaning of words and the feelings involved. So asking questions are pretty important. But when you ask those questions, you have to be careful not to offend those clients, but make them, feel comfortable that they can say. Or ask the speaker to enlarge on the statement, okay, so they can, make it clear, all right? So people often find it difficult to speak up about matters or experiences that are very important or highly emotional for them. For example, they got raped or they raped, and then it is hard for them to say that because we all know, that raping is no good. That is illegal. Okay, that is violence actually. So, but if you notice that they are hiding something because they got raped or they raped, then you wanna ask questions, okay? Because that is there can be there can be a main issue, so you can handle them. If you don't take care of that part, the hidden but main and important issue, you are just kicking around the bush, okay? You want to just make that issue on the table. So, and that are very important or highly emotional for them. And listen for how the speaker presents the message. I was not feeling good, or the verbally is the same, but some people can say, my cat or dog, my dog, let's say it is dog, my dog was painful, and I can forget that. Oh, there are many ways, or what people hesitate to say is often the most critical point. Because between the clients and counselors, or sometimes, church members and pastors and priests and monks, they trust their, religious leaders and counselors, but it is still hard for them to, say everything to their leaders or counselors, because it is not easy for them. It is not easy for them to say. Okay, number 3 is pay attention to the nonverbal language of physical gestures, facial expressions, the tone of voice, and body posture. That's what we actually said. That is kind of a problem. And then we want to just do number 4. Just forgot the 3. That was redundant. Sorry for that. And listen for what is not said, ask questions, and that's what we said. Sorry for that. I don't know what happened. But number 5, know exactly what the other person is saying. Make it clear, okay? Reflect about what the other person has said in a shared meaning experience, so you completely understand the meaning and content of the message before you reply to it. Yes, it is ridiculous, to respond without knowing anything. Because your client is feeling pain because of they lost their dog, okay? And then you don't just respond to right away if you don't understand that. You want to understand how the dog is important to their client, to our clients. Okay? Yeah, you know what? It reminds me that, John Wick. You watched the movie John Wick. It is a series of 1 to 3. I loved and enjoyed that movie. It is kind of revenge, and that started from, John Wick. He lost his wife, and his wife left a dog, and killers and gangs just killed the dog, and he got mad because he was thinking the dog can be report. It can't, but the dog can be comfortable and gives comfort to him, because that dog is not just a dog he bought, but given by his beloved wife, passed away. Okay, so that was important. A good listen. So he got mad. So you want to understand how the dog was important for our clients. A good listener does not assuming they understand the other person. Do not assume, okay? You know and you understand, and you have to convince that you know, right? Okay? You, as the listener, should not express your views until you have summarized the speaker's message to his satisfaction. Okay, so they usually talk this and that for a long time, and not only after listening everything, but in the middle of the, in the meantime, you want to summarize that too. Oh, you mean that dog is that important to you because you got that dog from your wife, right? And you are sad because you lost your dog given by your beloved wife, and you lost the dog because, gangs just, kill the dog right away, and you have anger to the gangs, right? And they are talking this much, but in the, section by section, as you think you need to summarize, you want to summarize those parts so speakers, your clients can understand that their counselors are listening them right, okay, and their stories can be summarized so they feel comfortable with that too. So summarizing is for not only for the counselors but for both. So that is quite important skill too. But you don't want to just summarize every single item, but you feel that you can summarize it. When they when they change the topics or stages, little by little, then you want to just stop and summarize. That's why. I mean, you mean this. That's why you feel that anger or something. You want to just summarize that. Okay, then your clients can add something on it, because when they realize that they didn't talk about something, or they can say that's right, and then they can move on to the next story, okay, or add more stories. So by doing so, you and your clients can understand what's the real matter. Okay. Number 6 is that beware of tune out words. These are words which appear in the media that strike an emotional chord in the listener and interferes with attentive listening. For example, abortion, nuclear war, communism, homosexuality. Avoid arguing mentally. Listen to understand, not to oppose. What if you have, kind of a straight person as your client, and he or she has a certain opinion on those things, abortion or communism, nuclear war, homosexuality, something. You don't want to argue. I don't think so. I don't like it. No, you are there for helping your client, not discussing or arguing or debating with your client at all. You are not fighting there, but you listen to them and you understand them, okay? And then you just try to help them. That's all. So you don't have to argue with them. Once you start argue, or once you just show that you are opposing to, their opinions and thinking, by doing so, homosexuality or abortion, then they gonna close their mind. They gonna leave the counseling center. They're not gonna trust you anymore. They will feel uncomfortable with you. So you don't have to ruin the counselings, and make sure that you are there for helping them. Okay? So beware of tune out words. And number 7 is this: concentrate on hidden emotional meanings. Hidden emotional meanings. It is hard for people to express their emotions right. They can talk to you about the stories, but it is harder for them to express their emotions on the stories, about the stories. Okay, so try to concentrate on hidden emotional meanings. So sometimes when you summarize, even though your clients didn't say about the anxiety, anger, or something, you can add those emotional expressions. So, oh, you lost your dog, that's why you got frustrated. You were sad. You got anger. You were lonely. Well, those things are very helpful, so they can understand their clients is listening not only the story, but they can. Their counselors can understand what they felt and feeling. Okay. And what are the real feelings behind the words? It can be tricky, but that's why you wanna just try to pay attention. What is the tone of the voice saying? So try to find feelings and tones, and what does the emphasis on certain words mean? When our clients repeat certain words, and because we want to understand why and when our clients use the particular words. Okay, mad. Some people can repeat, I was mad, but some mad could be anxiety, some mad could be lonely or depressed, but they didn't find any proper expressions, so proper words, so they can repeat the mad, but actually they're mad. Their mad can be different. So you wanna just concentrate on hidden emotional meanings. So again, when you summarize what they said, and when you just try to explain or respond on their stories and speakings, and then you wanna just figure that out, what kind of emotions, feelings, and why they are using certain words. You wanna ask it, or you can just tell, and you can ask if that is right. Then you got mad because you lost your dog, and you feel frustrated. Is it right? Is it right? Okay? Am I with you? Well, by doing so, they can see, and they can find, and they can be encouraged to express their emotions and feelings. That's why you are mad. Then they say, yes, I was mad, and I got anger, extremely got shocked or something. They're gonna just Not always, but they can be encouraged to express their feelings like so. Okay. All right. See, we can just do many things by listening, and while we are listening to our clients, we can do many things. All right. Number 8, be patient. Don't interrupt the speaker. When you need to summarize, your speakers stories and some parts, if you really need to stop, or then you don't want to just interrupt the speakers. This is disrespectful. For example, I want to just talk about my dog. Oh no, what about, why don't you talk about yourself first? No, don't do it. Why your clients is talking about the dog first rather than themselves? There is particular reason for that. Okay? And this is disrespectful and suggests you want to talk instead of listen. So you don't make sure that you are listening first. By listening, by summarizing, by responding with your number of body languages, you are telling them enough. Until you really have to say something, you can do that later. Okay. Allow plenty of time for the speaker to convey ideas and meaning. They talk a lot and they say this and that, and they don't want to be interrupted. When they are interrupted, they think that they are talking something useless or stupid and silly. Then they're gonna be discouraged. So they're gonna close their hearts and mouths, and they don't want to talk, and they think that you are not listening well. You don't want to, they think that you don't want to understand them. They're gonna go crazy too. Okay. Allow plenty of time for the speaker to convey ideas and meaning. You just ask questions. What does that mean? Or something. What do you think? And then, what did you think about that? What was the feeling you had? And be courteous and give the speaker adequate time to present the full message. So when they want to see you, and when they just sit, before they come to your counseling centers or office, and then they actually have something in their mind to talk. Okay? They have something in their mind to talk. Actually, they got ready to talk about this and that, and they had a plan. And they just made their mind that they're gonna talk about this and that, and this first or something. Even though they had no idea what to talk, you wanna listen to them no matter what, okay? Be patient. It's not just a meeting, it's a counseling session, right? Number 9, hold your temper. Be patient and hold your temper. Try to keep your own emotions from interfering with your listening efficiency. When emotions are high, there is a tendency to tune out the speaker, become defensive, or want to give advice. You don't have to agree to be a good listener. Don't argue. Even if you win, you lose. What are you going to get if you just win over your client on a particular topic like homosexuality or communism or something? What are you going to get? You can win, but you're going to lose your clients. Okay? they are not there for arguing or discussing. They are there because they got angry, because they were uncomfortable, because they got confused, and they were kind of depressed or something. When they say they got depressed because of that, and then you say, all right, you are a Christian, you have to overcome it, you'll be okay, you just pray for it and you'll be okay, God will help you. But what if God wants to help them through you, counselors? When I was, studying counseling stuff in a counseling center, that's the particularly the counseling center is for women, okay, and the counselors in the counseling center, told me that lots of their clients complained that they wouldn't talk to their pastors because they always say, God will help you, and pray for that to the Lord, and that's it. They don't want to listen to them, and they just give the solutions, but those are typical things they give to their clients and church members. Pray hard. Well, that is important, but God will help you. Well, they believe so, but they need somebody to help them. That's why they're there. Okay, so hold your temper, so don't argue anymore, so that is important. Okay, number 10 is the last thing we need to take a look at. Emphasize with the speaker. Try to walk in the other moccasins so you can feel what the person is feeling and understand the point of view the speaker is trying to convey. Walk in the other's moccasins. Well, so when you listen to your clients, you want to see the scene, okay? You want to see the scene as your clients see, okay? You are not, okay? This is this. When your client sees a tree, okay? See, you don't want to see the tree on the other side, okay? You want to see the tree with your clients, okay? Well, you can give when you give some solutions or respond to the story, you can see the tree, here or there, and then you can respond to your client, but at least your clients are talking about the tree. You want to see the tree at the same side of your clients. You don't want to blame your clients that you have to see this tree this way, from this way, from this way, from that way. You don't want to do that. Okay? While they are talking to you and while you are listening to your clients, you want to see what they see. Okay? Or you're not going to understand your clients. That is what walking in the others moccasins. Okay, that's what it is. Excuse me. But we don't usually do this. Counselors and pastors and priests or monks, they want to see the tree from the above and from the bottom or every place. If they can, it's good for them still, you know. But at least when they talk about the tree, they are looking at the tree this way, from this way. And you want to just sit over there. Okay, stand by your clients and you need to see the tree that way, from that way, so you can understand your clients well. When your clients are talking about the tree from this way, but you are sitting here and standing here and watch the tree this way, you're not going to understand your clients. You are not listening to your clients. Okay? Even though we think, the counselors think that we are standing by our clients and see the things, the tree, from the same direction, but we cannot understand our clients 100%. Do you think you can understand your clients 100%? No. They don't talk to you 100% what they think and feel. Okay, so we're gonna miss a lot actually. Even though we are just walking, we are walking in the others' moccasins, but we don't understand our clients why 100%. Then what if we are here more? We're gonna miss a lot of things. We're gonna miss their stories. We're gonna miss their feelings. We're gonna miss what they are planning to. We're gonna miss almost everything. That is no. Okay. Then how we can understand our clients and how we can provide good solutions to our clients? We can say we understand them. Understanding means stand under. Okay. Stand under means we are with our clients, and then that is understanding. Well, I did talk about the effective listening skills and 10 important things, even though they were redundant. Something sorry about that again. We just took a look some things, important things we need to be careful for the effective listenings. Okay. So keep those in your mind. So those are quite important things we need to do. Okay. So make sure that if we don't listen right, we can respond right. That is quite important. So please keep that in your mind. And for when listening is almost everything in counseling sessions. When we listen right, our clients will find the solutions by themselves, and we can find good solutions for them too. Okay, that's what we can do. All right. I think that's all for this week. So see you next week.